Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well and have been enjoying the shop with me's and the hauls I've been sharing with you, especially from Dollar Tree. And with that, I had some items I had purchased not too long ago and little socks that I had intended to make gnomes, and a lot of you wanted to see how I made them. So I've put together this little tutorial for you just to show you the simple basics of how to put together a little gnomes, mini gnomes, and also to turn it into a little home decor or theme or setup in the house using all Dollar Tree material. I hope the tutorial inspires you. Remember, you can use any colors you want. These were just the colors I gravitated towards to make them match my home decor and stuff. But don't forget, you can use any color really that matches your style. You can use twine, you can... Anyways, I'll talk about it a little bit in the video, but I hope you guys enjoy the process. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.
I'm using one of the larger foam cones from the Dollar Tree and also the twine, and I always like to work my way from the bottom up when I'm wrapping things around an item, and it's just easier to manipulate and work with and see how much you need of something. So I'm going to border the bottom, and then I'm going to start hot gluing little pieces here and there, maybe like every 2 or 3 inches, just to make sure I'm securing down this twine. As you start to work your way around, you'll notice you can place some hot glue, and then what happens is it kind of like spews a little bit under or over, and you're able to kind of wind it up a couple times around the cone without having to constantly put hot glue. You'll figure it out once you start doing it. You'll see it gets a little easier than at the very beginning. And once you're doing this, you'll start to see that you have little white spaces in between. It's almost impossible to get every little white spot covered up. Don't worry, because I'm going to show you how to fix that and make this cone look really, really nice as you work your way around the cone, okay? As you get closer to the top, just apply hot glue here and there until you're able to secure a nice little twirly effect right up to the tippy top, because you want it to have a nice even consistency with the rest of your cone. So here you will see that there are these little foam, the white foam in behind the twine, but you're going to quickly fix this by just applying 1 dab of hot glue. That's all you need. This is super easy this time. You're going to wind up the twine really, really quickly all around. You can even bring the twine sometimes down and back up just to give it a little more texture on the outer surface or layer of this wrap, and it's just going to make the cone look so much heavier than it actually is, because we know it's foam, but no one else when looking at the decor will ever imagine it's foam, right? It could be a piece of wood for all you know underneath here. So continue wrapping the twine all the way to the top again, and then applying 1 little dab of hot glue, and you are complete, and it has a nice thick finish with the 2 layers of twine on here, and it took about 1 little roll from the Dollar Tree to do this entire foam cone. So I thought, it needs a little something extra on the cone, so I'm going to take some of the little wooden buttons from the Dollar Tree as well, and this one here is plain. You can Mod Podge them, of course. I'm using 3 different little buttons just to give it some texture, and that is all you need. Now remember, you can put a little bell, you can put a little bow, you can put some ribbon here. Don't have to use the buttons, make it fit your style. But I absolutely love the simplicity of this and the elegance that it will bring for the rest of this DIY. So I'm looking forward to sharing the next part with you guys. So for this next, so now I'm going to create this little faux fur tree, I guess. Again, using the little cones. Now these ones are the mini foam cones from the Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 3, and I think they're about 3 inches in height. So you're gonna use some of the eyelash yarn as well from the Dollar Tree and just work your way around it, overlapping it, but giving about 1/2 centimeter distance. So when you're hot gluing, about half a centimeter, and then you'll start to see it creates like a little Christmas tree effect. And when you're working the top, just be a little patient. As you finish off wrapping the top, you want to cover the entire foam area with a little bit of the faux fur or the eyelash yarn, and just making sure that it's got a nice finish touch to the tip. So now I'm going to share with you how I made these most adorable little gnomes. There's like little daddy gnome and baby gnome. So we'll get started with a couple options. I'm going to show you how to make the gnomes without rice or little foam cones. You're just going to take the packaging of your little socks and cut out a little circle that would fit at the bottom of the base of the socks. You're going to insert it right into inside of the sock and place it at the bottom until it's kind of centered. And then you're going to use, to weigh it down, you're going to use a few marbles from the Dollar Tree. They do sell like flat stones or even rocks. You can find little rocks from outside. It's just to weigh down the little sock so the gnome stands up nice and straight. And now a couple options to fill. You can use these little cotton balls from the Dollar Tree to use as filler, or you can use polyfill. I'm going to use polyfill because I have a lot of this stuff around the house. I'm constantly making little pillows. So I use just a little bit of fill, and I'm going to stuff my little gnome's body. Now to make the little nose, just pop your hands in and press the fill up a little bit. It could be the cotton, it could be the fill, and just kind of get a little round pinch of it. So now it's nice and hard, and you're going to take little elastics. These are available at the Dollar Tree as well. They have clear and they have black. I'm just using the clear so you don't see them. And you're just going to pinch the little nose and twist the little plastic elastic band right around its little nose. And there you have it. Now you can use the back of the sock. I don't know why I'm doing it where it says I love dad. I should have used the back. But now I'm going to flop this little sock. Its heel is going to face back, and I'm going to push the little sock right over the entire little body, and I'm going to flip the front here to make it look like a little cuff, and then its little nose is going to stick right from underneath. And you're just going to position it and straighten out. And I want the little sock to kind of do a flop over here, and then I'm going to actually hot glue it, I think, down. So now you can use rice, of course, but rice could be a little expensive, and this option here is definitely more cost effective. So for the little beard, you have these little soft plushy micro fleece at the Dollar Tree. You can use cotton balls, just glue them down onto a little felt sheet like this. Or you can do what I'm going to do here and show with you a DIY. So I'm going to cut out a little piece of this white felt in a triangle shape. I'm just going to measure it by eye. I think about 4 inches by 3 inches in length 4 inches across, 3 in length would be probably the right size for this little gnome. He's a little bit bigger than the next one I'm going to make. So here I have a little triangle cut out to fit right underneath the inside of the little hat, and then I'm going to cut out a little triangle right there just so it dips under his nose. So again, I'm doing this by eye. If you'd like to use a pencil or a pen to do your little markings, you can. I'm just kind of freehanding it here. So now I have the little dip right under the nose. The triangles are going to go right underneath the inside, underneath the little lip of the hat. And for the little fur beard, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the Chanel yarn or the eyelash yarn, and I'm going to hot glue it in strips right across the felt. So I'm just going to share with you how I've done this. So what you want to do is you want to start at the very bottom, take a bead and run of hot glue and run it across, run a little bit of that yarn across and fixing it on, and then you want to layer the next one on top of the previous little eyelash yarn. So now you're creating a layer effect and it looks like a little beard. So you just do that all the way to the top. So of course I've been trimming the one side, but the opposite side I hadn't. So now I'm just cleaning up the little beard so that it's a little more straight lined and even with the opposite side. If you want to make it super bushy and crazy like that, you can. But I just prefer to have it all in line and symmetrical. So now I'm going to fix it to the little body of this gnome. So I'm going to plop a little corner under each side of the little hat, and I'm going to glue that down so it doesn't move or fall off. So I thought Papa Gnome needed some cute little decals on his hat. So I'm adding a little snowflake from the Dollar Tree and these little bamboo buttons right at the top there. I think they're going to look really, really cute as little accents on his little hat. So this is another little added bonus if you'd like. His nose is quite white from the white socks. I wanted to add a little bit of blush, so I'm just using my own blush and my makeup brush here and just applying a little bit to the nose just to give it some color. Now if you had some cheek showing on like a little snowman, you can do the same. Just apply a little bit of makeup to a brush and just rub it on. You can use a Q-tip as well to apply it. So I wanted the little tip of his hat to actually like flop and stay down, so I'm going to just hot glue this part here down. So before I'm adding the little buttons, I just want to make sure that it's nice and secure, and then I'll put the rest of the little decals or embellishments on his hat. So I love how Papa Gnome is coming out, but I want him to have little arms because he's going to be pulling a little baby gnome on a sleigh. So I'm going to cut one of the little pair of socks, just maybe like about a centimeter and a little bit, maybe a centimeter and a half. So I cut both sides of the sock and I left the middle part out, of course. And now what you want to do is lift a little bit of that fabric and run a bead of hot glue on the edge and then just seal it down, because now you're going to stuff these little pieces with some with some polyfill or little pieces of cotton just to fill it in and make it look like little arms. So I found it easiest just to start pushing the polyfill in and then using the tip of a pen or a makeup brush in this instance and pushing it in. It was so much easier, and I just was able to fill it like this and then just molding it and moving it around until I was happy with the fill of the little arms. And then once your little arms are done or filled according to your wants, I guess, because some may like them more stiff, others may like them a little more pliable. You're just gonna kind of position them in the like on the sides of the little fur beard and find the right spot for them, and then just hot glue them down so they're not going to move. And I'm going to share with you how else I'm going to finish this little gnome. Oh, and I wanted the little hands to be connected because he's going to be pulling the sleigh with a little bit of rope or twine. So I'm sealing the little hands together at the front as well of his little body. So this little sleigh is from the Dollar Tree, and I'm using some twine as well from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to tie 2 pieces of string, one on each kind of side of the little bar here of the sleigh, and then I'm going to actually rope. I have the little rope already kind of hanging under his hands, as you can see, or through his little hands. So just the 2 pieces of string kind of go like this, and then I'm going to feed it, make sure that it's all secure, and then I'm just going to cut off any of the excess. And then his little hands are going to be pulling the sleigh. So now I'm going to create the little gnome so that the little gnome can ride on top of the sleigh, and Dad Papa's gnome is going to pull it. So again, the same process. I'm going to use a little cut circle of cardboard, stuff it to the bottom of this little sock. I'm going to fill it with some marbles. Again, you can use some stones, you can use flat, you can use beads, really anything to fill it. You can even use rice. I'm just avoiding using it because it is quite costly these days. And again, I'm just using polyfill. You can use little cotton balls. If you fluff them, they work just as well. So again, you just want to pull in a little bit of the fill or whatever you're using so that you can capture it, or just tie a little clear elastic band from the Dollar Tree around it to create the little nose. So I'm just going to close this part off. You can hot glue it if you want to seal it. I just put a little elastic band on top. You don't even need to do anything really. Take again the back of the heel, slip it facing the back of the little gnome, and then if you want you can cuff over the front of the little sock again. And this little guy, I did not stuff as much polyfill in it. I didn't make him as, chubby. So he's a lot smaller than Papa Gnome, and you'll see in a minute. I actually cheated and took a little piece of the corner of the beard from the bigger gnome, and made it work that way. But you can make another tiny little beard as well. And I'll just position him the way you'd like, get him all fluffed up the way you want, the little beard, fix them all up, and then you can put them together like this. I'm going to show you how I put them all together. And here's the little setup. I just absolutely love the way these little gnomes turned out. I hope you enjoy crafting these little guys. They don't take very much time and they're not expensive at all to make. You can make quite a few of them with a few packs of socks. Anyways, till next time everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Bye for now.